So enough time has passed. Let's talk about Phase 4. So imagine finally getting your old Marvel rivals and then just using it and wasting it. Nobody dies. Well, that's kind of what Marvel Phase 4 is doing right now. Imagine having an entire slate of films and TV shows, and basically only like 3 of them were any good. We just can't recover from this. Like, what? First, you get WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. These were all pretty solid looking shows and investment. All slow burns. Maybe Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a little fast. It was probably the most action-packed of those 3. I just can't even believe that out of all of them, the only one that's getting any recognition right now is Loki. And there's really a movie for this one coming up. Then you get Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals. Back-to-back movies coming out. All of them duds. Shang-Chi, it's slightly okay, then better than mid. Eternals was probably the biggest goof up of this entire list here. Imagine making an Avengers team that kind of just sucked in every way. Then you have 4 more shows. Only one of them with any real heart to it, and it was the one that I didn't think was going to be any good, and I guess most people didn't because it's not as popular. Hawkeye, that had the balls to finally show the Kingpin and what would eventually become Daredevil. That's pretty much all I cared about. She-Hulk was just really, really cringe. There's not much to say about that. Moon Knight was just ancillary. Nothing that happened matters in the rest of the universe. Finally, we get some movies, and most of them are kind of not that great. Spider-Man, completely solid. There's nothing much you can't really say about having 3 Spider-Mans in one movie and having all those characters actually be juggled pretty well. Doctor Strange, a lot of potential, just didn't add up, I guess. There was just a lot of things that were kind of holding that movie. Thor, good fucking God. Don't let this guy direct another movie, Jesus Christ. This was the absolute worst. Why the fuck did they just not recast T'Challa? Yeah, let me just come back to this. They killed off half this dude's family and himself, and then they replaced him with his little sister. Just off the cuff. There's no build-up. There's no anything to it. And people are calling this movie great. They're full of shit. Back on track, we have Secret Invasion, criticized for having an AI intro and probably the most out-of-casted version of Samuel Jackson I've ever seen. This plot makes no sense, by the way. The whole build-up to it. I can get to that later, but Jesus, man. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. It was okay. It's a pretty solid special. Marvels. They just could not make this woman normal. She has to be a stone in every role she does. My God. Didn't watch. And then you have Quantumania. This is probably the most cringe out of this entire list, and it's probably the worst looking. I just really hope it did better. Why couldn't you just make more movies? James Gunn is making the most solid movie of this entire list, and it took the longest to make. It wasn't even for this phase anyway.